Hey friends, you are crafting with Kim Byers at the Celebration Shop, and today we are going to put together some darling bridesmaids gifts. So we're going to do a couple of different projects. We're going to put their names on hangers for their dresses. We've got a t-shirt. We're going to put a monogram on a calendar. We're going to do a couple of other cute little things, and I'm going to show you how to pull it all together into pretty packaging and talk to you a little bit about coordinating colors and that kind of thing so that your presentation is beautiful. In my opinion, this process is very precious. It's important because you're asking these girls to be part of a critical change in your life, and they are not only going to spend their time and their money, but they're probably going to help you through some seriously stressful moments and hopefully tons of beautiful fun moments too. So let's hop over to Design Space. We'll talk about a couple of things and then we'll move over to the craft table and put it all together. I've opened a new canvas on Cricut Design Space. And so basically what I did is I just pulled in some different fonts. So what we're going to do is we're going to personalize a hanger for our bridesmaid to be able to hang her dress on the day of the wedding. We're also going to personalize a calendar. You could even personalize some flip-flops, just any little things that you're going to place into her gift. You can, add, we're going to use iron-on for the hanger and we're going to use vinyl for the other. So what I did is I just went in and I picked some different fonts, and I wanted to show this to you because fonts sometimes intimidate some people. Just because they don't always come in the way you think they're going to, right? So each one of these fonts, so for instance, if I wanted to use this kind of cursive or handwritten font, I would want the lettering to be closer together for one. And so what I'm going to do is I'll take this one as an example, but let's go ahead and increase. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so what we do is we hop up to Advanced, and we're going to ungroup those letters. And so now you can move each of these letters around individually. So what I want to do is I want to put them to where they're almost touching. And of course, different ones are difficult because, like, for instance, this, like, if you connected each one of them, your lettering would be like, all askew. So you're probably not going to be able to make this font work, or at least for me, I'm not going to love it so much. So that's why I pull in all these different fonts. So let's look at a different one. Okay, so what about this one? Okay, so if we went up to Advanced and we ungrouped and we sort of pulled those letters a little closer together, see, these you can actually overlap and kind of make them look like pen. So that looks pretty good. Okay, and so we could use that. Now if you like that, what we're going to do is highlight the entire lettering and we'll go down to Attach. And we'll actually, what I want to do for this is I want to weld them because I want it to be one cut. Attach is going to make sure that they cut all at the same time so that you can use for instance, if you were using vinyl, so that you could use tape, to place it in the right place. But I want to weld it because I want them to actually connect. Okay, so now Tracy is one piece. And then, or if you wanted to use this one, you could do the same, Advanced, ungroup, move the letters around. So once you've decided which font you think is going to work best for you, my hanger is 3.5 inches long by 1.5 inches tall, which is the area that I can use. So what I want to see is how big did I make this, right? So it's 2.2 inches wide and it's just shy of 1 inch tall. So that's pretty good, but I think I want to make it slightly bigger. So I'm going to go to my height and I think I'm just going to make it a solid 1. Okay, and because I have this locked, this little thing here is locked, it's going to make my width the appropriate width now for a 1 inch tall lettering. Okay, so yes, I think that one's going to work perfectly, and then I would go ahead and just highlight the rest of these and delete them. Now if I wanted to do vinyl on my calendar, or what I want to do is this. If I wanted to use vinyl on those, what I'm going to do is pick one, and I put this font in because some of these, you know, you can write in between the monogram, and so that might be fun. Or if you just wanted to put the name, or if you just wanted to use the same font and use this name. Now on my calendar it's going to actually be pretty small. It's going to be like a 1/2 inch tall. But again, don't worry about that because you're going to be using tape to move it over. The transfer tape is going to keep all the lettering together and it's going to move it over beautifully. So pretty much just go into text, play around with the different fonts. So for here, so you can see all of the fonts that are available in Cricut Design Space. Pick one that works well for what you're trying to do with your gift, and then play around with it. Just separate the letters, move them together, weld them, and then you can send them to Matt. Okay, so I'm going to use this, so I'm actually going to go down and delete these. Delete. And I'll clean this up a little bit, and then I'll show you how to send it to Matt. I just cut out the iron-on with the name that I've chosen to use on the wooden hanger, but I thought I would go ahead and cut out some vinyl as well. So here is where you mirror things. Now you do this for iron-on, you do not do this for vinyl. So we're going to go ahead and select continue. And my machine, my Martha Stewart Cricut Explore Air 2 is already hooked up. So you see here the Air 2. So now I get to select my materials, and we're using a premium vinyl. So I believe, do I have premium vinyl? I do not. I have the outdoor vinyl, but I want to make sure and use the right one. So we're going to browse all materials, and we're going to go down to the bottom to vinyl, and it is, it's not a shimmer. You know what? It actually is. It's more of a shimmer than it is a frosted, more than it is a glitter, but you know what? Frosted glitter is probably the best choice for it. So we're going to choose premium vinyl frosted glitter, and I'll double check that. Yes, that is the right one. Okay, so then we're going to select done. We've already got the right needle in the machine and everything is set up. So now our machine will be blinking, and we just put in our mat and we're ready to go. Okay, so I've loaded my mat and I have my vinyl. I'm just going to hit the cut button and the machine will take it away and we'll cut our vinyl, and this will be for our calendar. And then I did another piece for the flip-flops that we'll be using in the gift as well. Now on the craft table, I have the vinyl that I just cut out, and this is the white glitter that iron-on that we're going to be placing onto the hanger. So we'll go ahead and weed these out, and both of these are actually really, really easy. You'll have to use your weeding tool maybe a little bit in between the lettering, but for the most part, if you gently pull these away, and you do not want to, Tracy has a dot above the eye, so we don't want to make sure make an accident there and pull that off. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and then we can pull that away. Great, and then we'll take our weeding tool and we'll get inside of the A, and there is a small piece right inside of the R right there. Okay, great. And so then the next thing we want to do is go ahead and weed the vinyl. And you'll notice that I put a little bit of tape on my vinyl just to hold it down because my mat is getting a little less sticky. Probably need to swap that out. So with the vinyl, I like to start inside of the lettering so that I can sort of see. Well, it's not even really with vinyl, it would be with iron-on too. Any colors where I can't see as well, I like to go ahead and get the center pieces out because it helps me to know where my edges are. Okay, so I'll keep weeding this and then we'll move on, and I'll set up our EasyPress 2 so that we can iron this onto our, that's gonna be so pretty, onto our hanger. So with an EasyPress 2 and wood, there is a guide online. I'm going to put a link down below in the description so that you can go down, and it basically you put in what type of base material you're using and then what type of iron-on material you're using, and it tells you how hot your EasyPress 2 needs to be. So for wood and glitter, we need 300 and at 40 seconds. And so you preheat the wood for 5 seconds. Okay, so we're just gonna get it hot for a couple seconds. And then I'm going to place my glitter where I want it to be. Okay, and you guys know how I am about rulers. I usually measure everything 10 times, but I am kind of eyeballing this one just because it's a very small space. There's not much room for error there. Just trying to stick it down a little bit, but okay, here we go. Okay, and then you press the go button and gentle pressure and for 40 seconds. Okay, so there we go. So now we have our sweet hanger and we're gonna move on and do a couple of more things. Now let's take a small piece of transfer tape and we'll take our vinyl and we're gonna place it onto our small calendar. How sweet is this? So that we don't miss any dates. You can actually pencil in some of your dates for your big events, or you like pick up your dress, that kind of thing. Go ahead and put those into the calendar for your bridesmaid, and then we'll put her name just above. And it's cute because this already had like a gold lettering on it. But if you get the Martha Stewart mixed materials pieces, this is the iron-on, there's one for the vinyl. But it comes with transfer tape, which is fantastic. So you don't have to buy anything separate. If you just buy that small little bundle, you'll have everything you need to do this project. So taking the transfer tape, and I tend to use my transfer tape a couple of times. We're just going to use the grids. And of course it's already wanting to pick it up. We're going to use the grids and make sure that we have it straight. Okay, and we pick up all of the name, including the little dot. Okay, and then you peel from the edge. So now that we have it on the transfer tape, we just place it onto our calendar. And you can take your scraping tool and kind of put a little effort into it there, just to make sure that all the edges and everything come down. And then you do just like with all the other, you peel from the side. Okay, with this vinyl, I went ahead and weeded it and put the transfer tape on and placed it. I kind of wanted it around like where the toes would be. And so you just peel it off at an angle. And there you go. So now we have 3 personalized items that we're gonna put into the gift. So let me show you how we're gonna put it all together. So there you have it. In a matter of minutes, we personalized several items for this bridesmaid's gift. So I love the personalizing the calendar so that you can put all of the important dates, and the ironing on for the hanger. And then this is a bridesmaid t-shirt, and I also have Bride's Squad and some other things. This is all part of my Cricut cartridge that's available right now in Design Space. Just search Kim Byers. And so like the flip-flops is, you know, destination wedding, or just something to, you know, run around in the day of. And then this is something that is super simple, just a little handmade card. So it just says, he popped the question. And if you open it up, it says, will you help me tie the knot? So that's actually part of my book. And there's a template, there's an easy template. I'll put links down below to everything, including the EasyPress heat guide. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I have to say, I'm really excited about how it's all coming together color-wise. So when you go out and you search for the gifts that you want to put in these, and these are things maybe that you're, again, just embellishing and not actually hand making, just make sure that you kind of keep a consistent color palette, and if it can match your wedding, even better.